What is good, guys? How's everybody doing out there? Back again, as always. And it is once again time because I have a little Q&A for you, in a sense. So I posted a poll, as always. It is time, it's the end of the month, and it is time to do the next installment to the usual Q&A, the usual stuff. This is where I can pre-record things and everything like that and play around. As you can see, that Q&A background in the back of me, as always. So it is time to rock it out once again. So checking the list, checking the how many questions we got. It seems there are comments from 16 people here. The people who ask me questions, and I'm gonna answer those questions for you right now. So let me rearrange this. So what I'm gonna do is, I got my phone right here, got all the questions, as you can see right there, and I'm gonna go newest to oldest first. So we're gonna start this bad boy off. Enjoy. Thank you for hitting that play button. You won't get your entertainment's worth. Let's do this. Alright. First four questions. As I told you guys before, you can ask 4 questions a pop. So the first four questions come from Tack Jr. And his first question is, how do you feel about Apollo Crews winning the US title? Short and sweet. I'm happy for him. Finally he can kind of rub that in naysayers' faces. More importantly, kind of his dad. Kind of like, yeah, look, Dad, look. You didn't think I was gonna be successful at it? I got it. It is a little shame. I mean, there was a crowd, but I liked his speech after he won it. It was, you could see it was real. It was very emotional at times. So I'm happy for him. I am happy for him. Honestly, look, Andrade wasn't doing anything. Just, it was like he was just holding that title just to be holding it. So, do you like the character Darkman? Yeah, I do. I enjoy Sam Raimi's original character Darkman. I've seen all 3 movies. The first one is still probably my favorite. And the second one, The Return of Durant, was alright. The third one got a little bit more emotional, which is fine. I wouldn't mind seeing a comeback of that. Sam Raimi, make that happen. Number 3, are you gonna get the Man-Eater game? I've been seeing a lot of gameplay of it. I mean, it's a video game about a shark and things like that. And I'm like, this game looked kind of fun. I might get it, guys. I might just get it. Number 4 question. Do you think New York Comic Con will be canceled this year? I hope not. But it is scary to think, because if everything goes back to somewhat normalcy, I don't think conventions are going to be the same for a while. Honestly, it's funny. It's kind of funny because, like I said, I've told people before, this month I was supposed to be at 2 conventions this month. I was supposed to go to Awesome Con during I think May 1st. I was going to go there for a day. That's in Washington D.C. I was going to go there. And last couple of weeks I was supposed to go to the Tidewater Comic Convention in Virginia Beach, but that got canceled, and it's not going to happen until next week. Next year. I was going to meet up with a couple of friends, like Real Manos and everybody like that. That's it. So New York Comic Con is the best bet. Hopefully that, and Baltimore Con, and they say Awesome Con is still saying it's going to go this year, December. So we'll see. I do miss it, but better safe than sorry, right? Alright, next questions come from Solomon the Hooded. What's up, Solomon? Thoughts on Shad Gaspar's death? That's the first question. That was shocking to hear. It was very shocking to hear. But his last acts made him a legend and made him a hero. For those who don't know, Shad Gaspar was a professional wrestler, entertainer. He was a member of the tag team Crime Time. He's from New York, but he died. His last act was to save his son. His son and he got caught in a riptide out in LA, and they were swimming. Lifeguards got to him, but he told the lifeguard to save his son first. I respect that, and he will be always eternally. That will always get my eternal respect. And if you're a parent, and hearing that should be even more. Like, yeah, he sacrificed his life to save his child. I respect that. Rest in peace. He's missed. He's truly missed. They did find the body, and yeah, but it was shocking. It really was. Your next question is, was I a fan of Crime Time? I was. I was a fan of Crime Time. I think WWE dropped the ball in putting the belts on them. There were countless times they should have put the title on them. But they were over. They were over. Yeah, their gimmick was a kind of little stereotypical. Can't deny that. But they were over. They were the pinnacle or the foundation to where the Street Profits are now. That's kind of the way I look at it. If it wasn't for them, Street Profits kind of wouldn't be there now. So yeah. Namor is back under Marvel. Thoughts? I've heard this. I'm fine with that. It's cool. It's cool to see Namor back. The Submariner. It's funny. Universal was quick to give him up, but you're not quick to give up the Hulk. That doesn't make any sense. Like, you're not doing anything with him. You're not gonna make another movie. You're not even gonna distribute another movie. So give it full rights back to Marvel. I've always thought that if they weren't doing anything with this character, it automatically reverts back to the owner. That's what I thought. But with Namor back, it's gonna interesting to see where he shows up when they introduce Atlantis and all this other stuff. That's gonna be really interesting indeed. I'm really looking forward to seeing how they bring that to fold and see who's gonna be casted as Namor and everything like that. And your last question: what do you think about what did you think about the Last Dance documentary? Malcolm and I watched most of it. The first couple of episodes we didn't watch, but all in all, it doesn't take away from my admiration and respect to Michael Jordan as a player. As one of the greats, the GOAT. Yeah, I consider him the GOAT. The man played to win. He played, and he wanted to push. And yeah, he came off sometime as a bully, even with his teammates. But he pushed his teammates to victory and to greatness. And look at him now. Nobody will ever be better than that 90s Bulls team. Nobody's ever going to be better. And if you say, oh, well, the Warriors they didn't win, did they? It counts. They beat the record, but they didn't win that ring. That's what counts. So yeah, I enjoyed it very much. I'll definitely probably watch it again, on my own time. Galactus Girl, what's your favorite Disney villain? Favorite Disney villain? Jafar. Jafar is one of them, definitely. Marion McDaniels, funniest Al Bundy insults from Married with Children. I can't remember I don't remember any of Al Bundy's. As much as I've watched that show, I can't remember any of them. I can't. Next question is same one from Marion. What was your favorite Broly moment in Dragon Ball Super? When we rest in peace, chat. But favorite Broly moments, probably the ending. That was probably my favorite moment, just to see, Broly smile, like he's smiling with acceptance. Like Goku's basically saying, hey, can I come through sometime? And I can help you. You can help me, and it's like that kind of stuff. I thought that was cool. Your next question is, what was your reaction when Mae Young gave birth to a hand? Also, I'm recovering from back surgery, and I'm not having as much trouble as I thought I would, and I should be able to be back at work in 6 weeks. Congratulations. I'm glad your surgery went well, Marion. What did I think of when Mae Young gave birth to her? I thought that was disgusting. I laughed at some, but I thought it was just downright disgusting. And then they brought it back with that comedy style. What is the worst beating you've seen Brock Lesnar give somebody in WWE? The worst beating? I guess when he beat the hell out of Zach Gowen. That was definitely one. Yeah, that was one, definitely. When he beat Zach Gowen up. He's beat. Not only did he beat him up in front of his mother. It was just like, Jesus. And took pleasure in it. You know what I'm saying? Timothy Letter. What are some of your favorite underrated 80s and 90s anime? Underrated. 80s. I don't know. There's so much anime. I can't really say underrated. One would probably be Midnight Eye Goku. You should check that out. That's I'll definitely throw that in there. I don't think a lot of people talk about that, but I actually like that anime. It's a little bit on the adult side, but it's really cool. The concept is really cool. Private Eye, he gets an eye, like a robotic eye, and this man could do anything with that eye. He can feed into satellites. He can do all kinds of crazy stuff. It was cool. Definitely one I do recommend people to watch. What is your favorite childhood memory of all time? Favorite childhood memory of all time? Wow, that's a hard one. One would probably be when I got my Genesis for the first time. My Sega Genesis. That was a very lovely Christmas. I'll never forget that one. That was just, I came in and all my presents were on my bed, and right there in the front was my Sega Genesis. And that was when the Genesis came with Sonic the Hedgehog, and I played that and had Streets of Rage 1 and played. Then the next year I got Streets of Rage 2 and Sonic 2, and that was a good memory. Those are good memories. My Christmases were always, my younger ages, Christmas was good memories. Those were good times. I enjoy those. And of course, any times as a kid I spent with my mother, so it's just those are definitely something. Caroline D. Salvatore asks, what mythical creature would you like to have as a pet? None. None, really. Let them be. I wouldn't mind seeing them, but don't want them as a pet. No way. What is your favorite childhood book? My favorite childhood book would probably be the Berenstain Bears. Love those. I also love Green Eggs and Ham. Still love. And I know I shouldn't. I know Dr. Seuss gets a lot of flack as of late. And Clifford the Big Red Dog. I was a big Clifford and Waldo books. I always loved Waldo. To find Waldo. We're Waldos. Those are good ones. Who's your favorite female superhero from both Marvel and DC? One would definitely be Rogue. Rogue is my favorite my favorite female comic character before everyone else. I love Rogue. I got really attached with her before the cartoon. Reading the comics, I really got attached to her because I just felt so bad for her. Like, her mutant power, she can't touch anybody at the time. She couldn't touch anybody. She couldn't feel love in that way. How would you feel not going through your life without being able to touch somebody? Then the animated series really gave more incentive of that, like you feel for her. But she also still had such charisma, and she let that Southern belle-ness shine through as well. Like, yeah, you can't really touch, but she's still fun to be around. And I love, like, the actress, I'm forgetting her name, she gave Rogue a voice. Sugar and all that stuff. It was just like, now when I read Rogue, that's who I think when I'm hearing her. I hear her voice. As for DC, there's too many, but one off the top would definitely be Black Canary. I'm a huge Black Canary fan. I love Dinah Lance. I love the fact that here's this badass martial artist, but also has this metagene ability to cry. Her canary cry, she can, and it's like a cry, and it can do damage to you, depending, especially how close. If she's up close to you, yeah, it's not good. They really focused on that. Dinah and her mother. All this stuff. It was good stuff. I'm a big Dinah Lance fan. You thought I'd say Wonder Woman? I love Dinah. I love Diana as well, but I think everybody goes to Wonder Woman. Black Canary is definitely one of them. Who's your favorite female supervillain from both Marvel and DC? These are female. Okay, female. DC wise, I'll go Poison Ivy at times. Poison Ivy, Lady Shiva, at times. Definitely those are kind of like villains. Hero, for Marvel, I'm a huge Lady Deathstrike fan. I like her, as well as Typhoid Mary's up there too. I kind of am intrigued by craziness, and she has split personalities and dual personalities, and one of them, and she's a mutant too, and she can do all this stuff. So yeah, that was definitely. All right, next up, Tony Montana. Okay, I gotta. Damn, Jesus Christ. Okay. In Man of Steel, since the machine that opened the Phantom Zone was destroyed and no prisoner on Earth could hold Zod, how would you have Superman take care of him without killing him? That is an excellent question. Well, first, I feel that Superman could have knocked him out, knocked him out, and take him back to the ship, where where the hollow gem of his father is, and figure out how to hold him. I think that could have worked. Because I wouldn't have just killed him. I understand, everybody complains about that, and I do too. Kryptonite wasn't introduced yet. Well, it wasn't introduced yet. So, yeah. So definitely the first thing was I would have, when Superman has Zod in the full Nelson, or not, well, he's got him in a sleeper, or either Superman just choke him out, or just whop back of the head. I don't care how strong you are, like you hit somebody in the back of the head, you can knock somebody out. So it's the punches you don't see that knocks you out. Even though the tone of DCU has changed, are you still going to watch the Snyder Cut next year, at least to see what Snyder's vision is, and for Cyborg to have a story told better? Not really. I really don't care. Not really. It's like, to me, it's like too late, too little, too late for me. I really don't care. Honestly, I don't. And yes, it is. I understand that Darkseid is going to be it, but it's just like, what exactly is he going to change? Because in some ways, Cyborg still kind of was the main attraction in that. So it's just too little, too late for me. I don't really care. Sorry. Is there any actor that you feel was right for the role of a comic book character, but unfortunately did not deliver? Example, James Marsden as Cyclops. Yeah, there's a bunch. It's just too many. Jamie Foxx as Electro. That's one. Anna Paquin as Rogue is another. Jesus Christ. Like, I just talked about Rogue saying Anna Paquin as Rogue didn't make me feel sorry for her. It just made me almost, in a sense, somebody put her out of her misery. Like, good God. Like, it just, I couldn't take her as Rogue. I was like, okay, no. You know? I didn't mind Nicolas Cage as Johnny Blaze, but I think there could have been someone else. Back in the day, back in the early 90s, for me, if they were going to do a Ghost Rider movie back in the early 90s, the actor who played in one of my favorite shows, Renegade, Lorenzo Lamas, would have made a perfect Johnny Blaze. He looked just like Johnny Blaze in the early 90s when Dan Kench, his brother, was Ghost Rider and he was just Blaze. He looked just like him. It's crazy. There's too many. There's so many. Let me see. Last question. Is there any movies, comic book, or other genre that you did not like at first, but then after some years you have looked back upon questioning your opinion and realized that it's not so bad? For me, it was The Dark Knight Rises. Let me see. I can't really think of any right now. I mean, I'm sure there's probably some. Right now, I can't really think of. I mean, I do like cheesy movies too. Like, and I'm always like, you know, that's good cheese for me. Like, for example, it got crapped at the box office, but Idle Hands, I love that movie. I know people don't like it. When I finally was able to get online, I love Jurassic Park 3, but me and Malcolm found out that people hated that movie. But we liked it. Let's see. You know, like I said, there's not even I still don't like. You know, I didn't like. You know, Spider-Man 3. I still don't. I haven't even watched it. I haven't watched that fully since I saw it for the first time. There's something. There's probably something, but I can't think of it right now. So yeah. Next. Shouts out to Dashi. Tigerzilla Gamer. Who do you think is more athletic? Mustafa Ali. I almost said Mufasa. Or Ricochet. I'm going Ricochet with that one. I like Mustafa Ali. I like him a lot. I hope he gets more of a, you know, than it is. Sometimes, you know, he should have had some title, in my opinion. His promos have been good, especially those vignettes he's had. Like, he's like this crusader and things like that. And I'm like, where is this going? But I'm glad he's turning people's heads. And when they hear his name, they're not thinking, oh, he should be a villain or a heel. So I like that. I like that. But I'm definitely going Ricochet. I think Ricochet's a little more athletic than him. Ricochet does some shit, and I'm just like, how the fuck you do that? Like, it is what it is. He's like if Spider-Man stayed in wrestling, in a sense. Your next question, what do you think is the greatest war movie of all time? That's hard. You know, that's another hard one. You know, there have been a lot of movies, war movies that have been great. You know, from your Full Metal Jacket to your Apocalypse Now to your, you know, to your Saving Private Ryan. You know, that's a hard thing to just say. What is the greatest? To your Glory. You know, I'll throw, if I'm gonna say, I'll throw one in it. Glory for sure is definitely one of them. I'll definitely throw Glory in there. It actually is one of my favorite war movies, actually. Your next question is, what do you think is the biggest, best picture sub in history? What? Wait, what? What do you think is the biggest, best picture sub in history? I'm not quite sure I understand this question. Best picture sub? I'm sorry. You might have to explain that, and I'll answer it later. I'm not really a little confused about that. So moving on. Just remember that. To explain a little more explanation to that question, Tiger. Next question is from Travis. Why do they renumber comics? I don't know. To kind of give it a buzz, okay, it's back to number 1. So yeah, now you can start anew. You don't need to do that. Just keep the number going. We're seeing the comics now are doing that now. Unless it's a new character that's never had an ongoing series, that's fine. I got no issue with that. But when you start with somebody like Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man comic, you should not be renumbering that almost every year. That should be continued to where it is now. You want to be, especially if you're a collector, you want to have that saying, I collected Amazing Spider-Man since number 1 up until 700 or 800. Look at people who collected. If you're a collector of action comics and detective comics, you can now say for action comics, I collected from issue 1 to 1000. You know what I'm saying? Do CBR just write clickbait articles? Yeah. Not everything on CBR I really care about, and their YouTube channel is even worse. It's truly just clickbait, in my opinion. I look at that, I'm like, whatever. You're like, okay. And the next question is, did you hear about Shad Gaspar and Kimar's? I know who you're talking about. The female stardom. She was a wrestler in Japan, and basically her death is due cyberbullying. I know about that. Yes, I both know about both of them, and it's sad. It just shows you that the power of social media and what people think about you can have an effect on some people. It doesn't make her weak, but it can have a bad effect. And she took that to heart to the point where it happened. She was so young too, like she's 22. That's like I could consider her a little sister. Like it's crazy. But I talked about Shads already, but yeah. Definitely is it's sad. It's very sad to see. Let me make sure that I get all of them. I think I did. Let me make sure. I think I did. Wait. Yes, I did. Nope. Yes, I did. And that is it. Well, guys, that is the last of all the questions. I want to thank everybody who gave me questions to answer. Your alpha is always happy. And with that being said, guys, I hope you guys keep it real. Stay tuned. Peace and love. Stay tuned. As always, stay positive in this time of need, how we're dealing with things. And to quote